Hey guys, THUNDERSTUD here, and today we're exploring a new structure deck. They gave us evil heroes. We also have a raid duel, or it's not raid duel, it's DD Castle event that gives us more evil heroes. As I'm seeing right now, I am not crazy about this structure deck. The boss is cool. It's a brand new archetype, so I'm sure it has some future potential somewhere along the road. But with what we have, I would say skip this structure deck for now, just cutting to the chase, but I definitely dive into it. I'm sure we can optimize it once I get even more Evil Hero, Infernal Prodigy, and maybe we just run it a little different. But today, I'm still running some Mask Change, some Form Change, and now we revolve around the new Dark Calling. Banish from your hand or graveyard, so it has to be hand or graveyard, can't be on the field. The Fusion Material Monsters listed on a Fusion Monster. Card that can only be special summoned with Dark Fusion, so okay. Then special summon that monster from your extra deck. Treat this as a Dark Fusion summon. So what we are trying to summon with this is Evil Hero Maclicious Fiend. He takes a Maclicious Edge, which is the new big boy we got, and then one level 6 or higher Fiend type monster. He is a level 7 Fiend type monster, so 2 of him can make your Maclicious Fiend. What does he do? He has to be summoned with Dark Fusion. Obviously, Dark Calling gets away from that. During your opponent's battle phase, all monsters they control are changed to face-up attack position, and if monsters they control must attack, each monster they control must attack this card if able. So, pretty fun little card. He's 3,500, so he can really catch a bunch of an opponent's monsters off guard, especially if they think they're just going to snipe one of your smaller monsters, not realizing they actually have to attack your boys. So like I said, you need Maclicious Edge in your fusion. That's why we're using Stratos. We got a new Stratos art from a selection box, believe it or not. Pretty cool. So I only got one of him, but I think it's still pretty cool. So you want to search your Maclicious Edge. We can use something like Chaos Hunter. She's a level 7 Fiend. You know what she does? You can discard and special summon when your opponent special summons, since she stops them from banishing. But it also fulfills the requirement of Dark Calling. If you keep it in your hand, you can make a Maclicious Fiend. Obviously not searchable in this hero deck, but still a worthwhile addition, I'd say. Then we have another evil hero, Infernal Prodigy. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card and face up attack position. This boy, if your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute summon this card with 1 tribute. It does piercing damage. So, you can tribute summon out your Maclicious Edge with your Infernal Prodigy as long as you control no monsters and your opponent does have a monster. Then you get a 2600 with Pierce. But in the end phase, after you've used this boy, if you tributed this card to tribute summon a hero monster, you get to draw 1 card. It would be great if that happened immediately after the tribute summon, but happening in the end phase doesn't really help us. Drawing into a Mask Change in the end phase doesn't really help us, so I was kind of upset I didn't have 3 of these at first because it's the latest event, but now I don't know if I would even add 3 or too many. He is a Dark Hero, which works with Mask Change for Anki, obviously, but other than that, I'm not too crazy about him. Then we have 2 Solid Soldiers. We have 2 Vions. Vion's very useful for tossing Maclicious Edge in the graveyard. Remember, Dark Calling uses hand and graveyard, so you can add it to the hand, add it to the graveyard, get to fusioning, get to jumping around. We can jump with Diane because they're Earth. We have Anki because they're Dark. And then we have Adoration because we have a Vion. And then obviously our Maclicious Fiend is Fire, but he's level 8, which means he can form change into any of our level 8 boys. Well, any of the masks. So, fun, really fun deck, really fun new monster. Definitely not competitive, not in this form. Maybe if we go some route that focuses on tribute summons, gets rid of Mask Change or something, some other engine. But this is not the answer, so I'm not sure I would spend on this structure deck if I were you guys. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Alright, here we are facing Odeon. We're going second. No silver map for our boy over there. We have 3 Mask Changes, a Dark Calling, Evil Hero Maclicious. We set 2, or he set 2. Now we're able to special summon Infernal Prodigy, normal summon Maclicious. That means at the end phase, Infernal Prodigy is going to give us a draw 1 since we summoned a hero. Here, our Malicious Edge is gonna do piercing. It's a spine crawler though, so he would get to destroy one. He's gonna try to destroy Malicious Edge, obviously. That's gonna be one mass change. He's an Earth though, believe it or not. Malicious Edge. He's not Dark, he's Earth, weirdly enough. But we still have a Diane. Diane will special summon a Vion after destroying that crawler. Now we're gonna check these crawlers. They usually have pretty high defense. 1200 is one of the smaller ones though. Receptor's just gotta give him a search. He goes with the Galal, which would give him a mill from his deck to the graveyard. We're gonna mass change the Vion. That's gonna give us a search. We already have 3 mass changes, but you can still search form change. So we gotta just not mess this up. We have 2 Dianes and an Anki, so we're gonna mass change the Anki, keep that other Anki, and then we can form change him into a Diane. We could have done it the other way around and sat on 2 Ankis, but our boy didn't have a way out. But imagine if he did have a way out. We had 2 Malicious Edges in the graveyard and a Dark Calling in hand, so we had follow-ups. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Yami Yugi. We're going second. No super map for our boy over there. He is at 20 cards though. We have a Dark Calling in our hand. We have a form change in our hand. That's pretty good. Our boy decides to do nothing at all. So we're gonna normal summon a Stratos. Old school Stratos. Search our Malicious Edge. We got Poly. We could get rid of both those Malicious Edges for an Adoration. Now we have 2 Malicious Edges in the graveyard. That means our Dark Calling is more than live. So we're gonna use it. Bring out the Malicious Fiend. We hit him with Stratos. I felt plenty of delays, and he had a Veil. So obviously Veil is not the delay I felt. So he has even more stuff to use on top of this Veil. But we'll destroy the Veil with the Adoration, and we hit him for 3,500. But another Boxer Veil. So we're really gonna make him earn this Destiny draw. We're gonna form change Adoration into an Anki. Anki destroys the Veil, searches a mass chain. Going straight for it. If this guy's got a Destiny draw, he will take 2,000 damage. So he'll be down to 1,200. That means Anki's swinging lethal next turn. We have a Polymerization. He fuses a Kiteroid with a Blazing Mars. What is that? Ignition, Beast, Volcanon. What the heck? One Machine type monster, one Pyro type monster. When this card is fusion summoning, you target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that. Then destroy this card. Then if both monsters were destroyed, inflict damage to your opponent equal to blah blah blah. Ridiculous. He destroys my 3,500, does a ton of damage, and he's able to bring his Blazing Mars right back by banishing all those Veils and stuff. Swings over poor little Stratos. Then we top deck an even cooler Stratos. Normal summon this boy. Search a Vion. We do have our Master of Fusion skill to use, but nothing to fuse. Here he did fuse with that Kiteroid, don't forget, so he is protected from that one Stratos. But in top deck mode, I'm not too afraid of that boy. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Jack Atlas on a win streak. We're going second. He's on a 5-win streak, no less. We got a handful of heroes. We do have a Chaos Hunter. He's those triple Ds, baby. Going with a double D Slime. Swirl Slime. Throws away Pendragon. Goes with King Dark. And we have a Chaos Hunter now. We're gonna normal summon Solid Soldier. That's gonna special summon Vion. Still triggers all his effects. We throw away our Prodigy. And we banish that Prodigy because we want to keep the Malicious Edge in the graveyard. Now we're able to Poly. We use the 2 Vions to make an Adoration. That's gonna let us lower our Dark here. Now I make a bit of a misplay. I should have known he would have a contract with the Witch. That brings him up to 2,500. So he kamikazes with my Hunter, letting him use his contract with the Dark Witch. It would have happened anyway. We would have needed to get over him regardless. But he's taking a bunch of damage from his spells. So he's up to 700. He would have to end us this turn essentially, or just sit another Dark on the field, and we could maybe handle it. But here he's going Pendragon. He for some reason uses his contract with the Witch to destroy us. I don't know what he discarded to do it. Probably wasn't worth it though. Anti-scoops. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Yusei. We're going first. We got a pretty cool sleeve over there. We got a handful of heroes with some Dark Calling. We're able to use the new animation Stratos, search a second Maclicious Edge. That's going to be a Dark Calling into a Malicious Fiend. And we call it a turn. I think I remember this duel. I think our boy doesn't read our cards, so he goes straight into a Red Eyes Fusion. He puts him in attack position. Does in fact go into the battle phase. You gotta remember, he won't be switched to attack or forced to attack if he doesn't go to the battle phase. But he does go to the battle phase. He'd probably want to kill my Stratos and equip, obviously, so then he could double equip or what have you. But you must attack Malicious Fiend if able. So you can't just snipe out little Stratos, and you can't just not attack. You have to attack if able. Here we're going to use our Stratos to pop both the back row. He's going to Spirit Gearfried for some reason. Maybe thought he could chain the equip on it. Not clever. Should have just brought back the Slash Dragon. So we're going to finish him off from the duel because of it. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Zane Truesdale. We're going second on a little tiny win streak. See what our boys got for us. We have our Dark Calling, we have a Vion and a Malicious in hand already. We already have a Poly too, so doing pretty well. Here our opponent is some sort of Cyber Dragon Harpy mix. He's doing a Perfumer into an Elegant Egotist, going with the Slash Harpy Lady, playing his own Harpy Hunting Ground, setting a bunch of cards. So now we get a mass change. That's going to work out really well. We're going to use our Vion to dump our other Malicious Edge. That's 2 Malicious Edges. Dark Calling means our Malicious Fiend. Now we're not going to use any of our spells to not get returned because I felt no delays. So we hit him with the 3500 first, then our 1k. Then we're able to mass change our Anki and hit him for a nice clean lethal. So this boss monster's fun. This deck is fun. Mass change is always super fun. Heroes are always super fun. We need more extra deck so we can make XCs and stuff like that because we have level 4, level 7 XCs all over this deck. We could even work in some level 2s if we worked around that evil hero a little more. So there could be future for evil heroes. Dark Calling could be core for something for evil heroes. I'm assuming Dark Fusion is just an evil heroes thing. I don't know much about evil heroes though, so you guys with greater TCG knowledge are gonna have to let me know what's up with this archetype. I'm not impressed so far, so let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.